Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dowrow here with another Options and Play video update. I figured I'd just talk quickly about Affirm because it's something that has been going wild this afternoon, and it's been a focus on the VTF just for the last hour and change because the company accidentally posted or they put out a tweet announcing some financial metrics early, and it started to really catch wind, and it's led to just a wild afternoon of trading where you can see here is when the news started to leak of the accidentally posted tweet. Then the company deleted the tweet. Stock was initially reacted positive off of some of the metrics, and then just a few minutes ago, the company came out with an official statement announcing the total results. So both this quarter and the guidance moving forward, and then the stock dropped sharply to the downside. Right, two things. First, right, when results get leaked in the afternoon, so whether or not the guidance is out, um, or so when results get leaked in the afternoon, the one thing you really want to determine is if guidance is out as well, right? If the guidance isn't out as well, then there could still be a significant move once the guidance is released, right? Sometimes the company will realize they goofed and they'll announce all the results right away. Sometimes they'll halt it, announce results, or sometimes they may wait until after the close to announce the guidance, right? But when you get the first move, and this is like something just to keep in mind going forward if you see this happen, and if you're not familiar with this, guidance matters, right? Like that's an understatement. Guidance matters for these. So when you see these things release numbers initially, don't get fooled to think that okay, that's it, it's out, now it's going to necessarily move in that one direction, because people could still be in for a little bit of a surprise when that guidance comes. So sometimes what I'll do is, I'll wait to see if the options really start to lose premium as people start to like dump when you get the initial move, and then I might look at some like cheaper, a little bit further out of the money options just in case they do come out with guidance and it has like another big move for the stock, right? So in this case, for a firm, the guidance was on the downside, but this is something that I might look at in general if the initial numbers leak and the guidance isn't out. The second thing is when it comes to playing these events, right? I mean, you can have a great setup during the day, and now, like in terms of like the overall earnings setup, I mean, it's totally kaput, right? I mean, like the move happened during the day. Typically, when it comes to like volatility strategies, which is what we were looking at for this, right? So if I go back, I thought Affirm was an interesting candidate for a volatility strategy into earnings because it seemed like it was the right combination of a momentum name that really broke, had great numbers last quarter. It's pretty closely watched by a lot of traders. Seemed like it was just due for a larger move. So we were looking at a volatility strategy. Now, the stock did have a significant move, right? It happened during the day. The problem is that I oftentimes like to initiate volatility strategies late in the session. So the reason being, like, I don't want to be involved. I don't want the strangle or the straddle to get significantly skewed in favor of either the bull side or the bear side, because most of the time I want those more like 50-50, right? So I usually wait until later in the day to do that, and like, no, obviously, like this has taken away the potential for that earnings play. But I will say, and this is the point I want to stress, is that waiting later in the session to open those volatility strategies, to me, like I feel like it more often than not will kind of keep you maybe out of danger. Meaning, like if the stock does have a big move during the day and your strangle or straddle gets significantly skewed, if you wait and you initiate those positions closer to the bell, then it gives you a better chance of getting like that risk more like balanced, right? Like 50-50 bull to bear, versus if you initiate it off the open, it could really get skewed one way or the other, and then that could put you in like a bad spot going into the report, especially if if the stock rallies during the day and then drops at night. I mean, that could really mess up your strangle from like a risk perspective. Okay, so just a couple things to consider. I mean, it's just, it's happening right now. It's playing out. It was on the top of my mind. I wanted to talk through it because I know a lot of people were trading it. A lot of people were looking at it. And, if you haven't experienced this before, it does happen occasionally. It probably happens at least once every earnings season or once or twice. So it's something that does pop up. And, now that you've seen it once, maybe you can kind of keep in the back of your mind if you do see it again, because, there are opportunities and there's a way to capitalize, but you just, you have to take a step back and think, okay, what are the number, what came out, what's still left to be reported, right? And if everything is out there, then that's a different story. If the guidance hasn't come out, then there could still be a trade. Okay. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night. Best of luck if you're playing any earnings. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.